Welcome back to Boss Uncaged podcast. So today's show, I'm going to deem this particular boss the do-gooder boss, and he's also a knight of Italy as well, just to kind of put things in perspective for you. But I want you to kind of tell our audience a little bit more about who you are, Brent.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. You nailed it. I'm a do-gooder. I'm an entrepreneur. I like to create things. I like to build things. I like to challenge the status quo. I really believe in using business to create social impact in the world. What that means to me is doing things differently. It's not, it's beyond the apple think differently. It's doing things differently. And I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, serial entrepreneur. I don't know if co-founded 15 plus companies in some way, shape, or form, some moderate successes, a lot more failures. But I'm just a creator, man.
Cool. Very, very cool. So, let's talk about that for a little bit. You're saying you're a creator, but in the beginning, you started off more so on like the stock market, more so looking at commodities. Like, how did you get into that to begin with?
So, like the rest of us, we get programmed from a very, very early age around what success looks like and what success is meant to look and feel like, and what the path, and quotes, is to success. Even though I grew up in a family that was, middle class in Northern California, my father was a cinematographer, a director of photography, very much an artist, focused on storytelling and the art of picture making. My mom was an entrepreneur who helped build large companies and build a big company herself. And I got to see the dichotomy between the two, of chasing the art and chasing the money. And as I got into college, some things went awry in my family, and the business that was being built for many years, for a number of different reasons, went bankrupt. And my family went bankrupt when my freshman year in college. And I was a freshman at the University of Southern California. And I was really enjoying my time there. And we were already taking student loans and things to make that work. But then it was real. We didn't have any more money to pay for tuition, and that's a no joke tuition school. At the time it was like $50K a year, something silly.
Wow.
And so when I graduated, I had something like $200,000 of student loans debt, in that range. And so I started looking around me and seeing all my friends graduated from business school and communication school, going to become investment bankers and work at the Big Four and management consultants, and everyone chasing the money. And I knew that wasn't my route in terms of like taking a job. I was always kind of had an entrepreneurial, disobedient spirit. And I decided to start a company with my best friend at the time, who had worked it was actually commodities, physical commodities. It wasn't commodities trading, on a desk, but physical import export of construction materials, believe it or not. And he had worked the previous summer for a company and knew kind of how to do it and had some supply chain connections. And he and I, not knowing anything at the age of 21 or something, 22, started a commodities import export firm in LA and Dubai. And the sole purpose of that business was to chase and make as much money as quick as possible so I could pay back my student loans, thinking that once I got there, that fulfillment would follow. You know that when you achieve a goal that you really have wanted your whole life, and you got that full body pride and fulfillment, or maybe if you have kids or niece or nephew or something, you just feel that, like it's from the inside, right? Like, wow, I expected that feeling when I got to a certain financial goal and success in that commodities business. And big shocker, it didn't happen. We got to the financial goal, but the feeling was very, very empty. That was first aha moment for me at a very early age. I think I was like 23, 24, around the lesson of chasing what society says will make you happy early on, and then getting there and realizing, it actually, wow, this is deviated from what makes me actually happy. Forget society. And that's been kind of a repeating lesson I've had to learn throughout my entrepreneurial careers. You get into something and you get in, you're in the jar, you can't read the label. And sometimes you don't want to read the label. And, sometimes you kind of lose that perspective and you chase and chase and you chase. And you disconnect from that anchoring point of joy that is inside you, that makes you happy or makes you smile from the inside out. And over the course of my career and various successes and failures, I really had to learn. I've learned the hard way that it's the hardships that become the seedlings for joy.